But she's in the 10th grade. High school's almost over. It gets so expensive. Luckily, Martin and I thought ahead, and when Molly was a baby, we put away some money for bail. What am I gonna do the day she leaves the house? It's gonna be excruciating. I was talking to my friend Cindy about it, and she said, you know what, Rita, don't worry, because college is only 4 years, and then they come home and they live with you for the rest of their lives. Because she has a son, wait do you hear? He went to Ivy League college, came home, lives in the basement, and he's a bouncer. Not at a nightclub, he just has a ball and he likes to bounce it. And there are gonna be no jobs anyway. I mean, what's Molly gonna do? I was trying to think what the world is gonna need in the future, and I think what Molly should be is a tattoo remover. Because a lot of people are going to be happy with the decisions they made in their youth. And some people are going to say, you know, I like French toast. I don't know why I seared it into my forehead. And there's so many things I don't understand about young people. Maybe you can help me. I don't understand the clothes. Young boys' clothing is getting looser and lower. Young girls' clothing is getting tighter and higher. Saw a young couple crossing the street. He was wearing a blanket. She was wearing a blindfold. Here's something I'll never understand, the pierced tongue. And I think strange things. I can't stop myself. Like, if they take it out and then they eat soup, does it fall through the hole? And it's always young people who go into body piercing. I might have figured this out. I think it's because they haven't experienced a lot of pain in their lives yet. You never see a 90-year-old person wake up and say, you know what I'd like to do today? Just as a present to myself. Punch a hole in a tender organ. And I know tattoos are all the rage, and I would never get one, but you know what? Luckily, on my left leg, I have a vein in the shape of a ship. I don't understand the music. Madonna's music used to be shocking, but you know what it is now? It's elevator music. I was in an elevator, I heard like a virgin, touched for the very first time. What's elevator music gonna be like in 30 years? Got something itching in my pants and it's swinging to and fro. But I can't scratch it, my shorts are too low. For your enjoyment, that was performed by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. People ask me, how do you stay married for 30 years? And I just say we've been very, very lucky and that no other people have found either one of us the least bit attractive. We've been together so long, we don't even have to talk anymore. We know what the other person is thinking. It's scary, we're on the same wavelength. Sometimes I'll be lying in bed and he'll just roll over and whisper in my ear, you're wrong. I think honesty is very important in a relationship. I think it must be avoided. And I'm honest, I just wait till the right time. I wait till he says, I broke a dish, and then I say, I scratched the car. I lost my wallet, I kicked your mother. Because my mother-in-law is a cranky woman. She is, and she has arthritis, and she won't take any pain pills because she doesn't want to become addicted. She's 90. What's the worst thing that could happen? For the last 10 years of her life, she'll be in a good mood. But you try to help people. We bought her one of those walk-in bathtubs, but she keeps filling it up and then opening the door. So. Martin and I have gotten along much better since the GPS system was invented, so we don't fight as much in the car. Well, the first GPS lady, we had to get rid of her because she sounded like his mother and they'd pull over and argue for hours, but... I remember the first time we got in that car and we were going to San Diego. He just programmed it in and everything was going great till we changed our minds. We were going to San Diego, we changed our minds, and we decided to go to Los Angeles. And we didn't know how to tell the car. We finally had to go to San Diego just to shut her up. And of course, he bought the car with the self-parking system. I said, we don't need it. Well, we needed it the other day. We were parking, a policeman came over and said, that's a no parking zone. And Martin said, nothing to do with me. This is where the car wants to park. Because cars are almost human these days. They tell you everything they're feeling. A yellow light comes on if the tires need air. A red light comes on if it needs cooler. The other day we were driving along, a purple light came on. And I looked it up and it turned out the car was just feeling vulnerable. My car was in the shop and I had to drive Martin's car, and you know what happened? I bumped into a pole on the passenger side. And I didn't tell him because he never goes over to that side. And one day he went over to that side and he got furious. And I said, there's no use getting angry now. This happened 6 months ago. So I finally got a new car because you know what I wanted? I wanted a keyless ignition. Because don't you hate looking for that key? I just said, I deserve a keyless ignition. So I got a car with a keyless ignition. I was driving it home. I decided to stop at Starbucks to get a $9 cup of coffee. And I wanted to test my keyless ignition. And I came out and I held my coffee because I knew I didn't have to go in my handbag. And I would just pull the handle and it didn't work. No. And I said, maybe I'm aiming it wrong. And I turned and I put nothing. And finally a guy came out and told me what I was doing wrong. I felt so dumb. He said, that's my car.